Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Denzel Curry and Meek go at it on Twitter, and the city of Philadelphia just declared this weekend Meek Mill weekend. Plus, the iHeart Radio Awards were last night. Let's talk hip-hop. Yo, this is funny, right? Because, Denzel Curry, right? It's like, he's like one of those like dirty backpack rappers, a spitter, and he's from Florida, right? So, you got a couple of people like him, Space Ghost Perp, you got Joey Badass, XXXTentacion when he wanted to be like a dirty backpack rapper, because sometimes he was on his singing stuff, right? Sometimes he was rock and roll. Sometimes he would do the mumble rap or the SoundCloud rap. I'm talking about XXX right now. But sometimes he would be on some like dirty backpack, spitting pro era youngin type stuff, right? Action Bronson type stuff, right? So you got these kind of rappers here, right? Flatbush Zombies, like they're in that kind of lane too, right? So the Flatbush Zombies, y'all know, Zombie Juice, you got Meek, aka 2 Cup Shakur. You feel me? So Denzel Curry, right? He's on Twitter, right? Trolling as usual. And he's like, yo, let me know. But he's talking to the fans though. He's like, let me know. I'm gonna try to set up like some kind of like battles like between, crews. Like what crew is the best as far as like rapping goes or whatever like that. And then Powers responds to his tweet, which is funny because Powers is from New York, right? Powers is like, he's like the in-house producer for like the Flatbush Zombies, right? So we know you, dude. Like, matter of fact, Powers then went on tour with Denzel Curry before, right? And I think they about to go on tour again, right? So it's just mad funny, but Powers responds to Denzel Curry and he's like, yo, how about New York versus Florida, right? So he throws the ball right back into Denzel Curry's court, right? But all trolling. It's basically like your homeboy say something online and you respond back to him and you like, how about my team versus your team? You know what I'm saying? So it's funny, but at the same time, really good for hip hop, right? So then Denzel Curry responds back to Powers and Denzel Curry is like, y'all don't want that pressure, right? And then Powers says, yo, we want all the smoke, right? And then so Denzel Curry responds again and he was like, y'all don't want that. Florida gave the whole game that new sauce. Y'all don't want no smoke, right? You talking about sauce, right? And then that's when Meek from the Flatbush Zombies pops out of nowhere, right? But obviously, he follows Powers, he follows Denzel Curry, so he sees this on his timeline, right? So he comes out of nowhere and he's like, remember me? I pioneered a lot of that sauce. Don't forget. He's talking to Denzel Curry, right? He's like, I pioneered a lot of that sauce. Don't forget. That was my pot, right? Denzel Curry responds back to him like, well, if it ain't the Jamaican Eddie Murphy, right? Funny jokes, right? Jokes, right? And then to make it even funnier, like he kind of do look like, Eddie Murphy a little bit with dreads, I don't know if y'all ever seen like Vampire in Brooklyn. This movie came out like mad long ago, like maybe 92, 93, but it's a classic hood film. If you haven't seen Vampire in Brooklyn, you should. But Meek kind of looks like how Eddie Murphy looked in Vampire in Brooklyn, right? So Meek starts making fun of himself though. Posts up a picture of himself though, right? And says, pick a mood to all his fans. So he's got one Eddie Murphy sitting there with like dirty dreads looking all crazy, and then another picture of Eddie Murphy from Vampire Brooklyn like looking all suave and everything, like with the perm and all that stuff. Funny, right? But it's cool, man. So obviously these dudes don't got no like real beef or nothing like that. They've been on tour before together. They're gonna be on tour. I think they're gonna be on tour like really soon together. Matter of fact, like starting next week or something, like when the weather starts getting warmer. Maybe they're just going back and forth on Twitter to like create like a little spark for the tour or something like that. But this is classic, you just going into competition with your mans. Like, let's say, for example, like you just are really big into like NBA 2K, right? And you think, of course you're going to think like you better play at NBA 2K than your mans, right? So y'all sit down and y'all, yo, you blah, blah, you know, talking shit, whatever, you know? Or if you're not really into sports, but I mean, or not sports, if you're not really into video games, but you like more into sports, then this could be like a classic, you know, I'm gonna play basketball one-on-one against my mans. Of course, I'm thinking I'm nicer than you. Of course, you know, he thinks he's nicer than me, and then we're gonna see who wins, right? But if both of us are into music and we're both rappers, then it's classic back and forth. You might throw a couple shots, a couple jabs, you know, make fun of each other. I'm gonna call you the Jamaican Eddie Murphy. You gonna call me the Haitian Bubba Gump. I don't know. And we're gonna take it from there. You know what I'm saying? But it's all in fun. It's all funny. It didn't get really crazy. No one invited anybody to their private parts and nothing like that. So I think it's cool, and it's all good for competition, and it's definitely good for hip hop. So let me know what y'all think about this. Meek Philadelphia. Like, yo, Meek Mill, man, like, I'm telling you, like, within like 1 year, right? 365 days, like not even a year yet, because he got out of jail like in April 2018, right? So even less than a year, almost a year, 11 months, and 4 days, and you know what I'm saying, but almost a year. But he has like completely changed like the whole perception of himself and of the way like the public looks at him. If this ain't a rebrand, I don't know what is. Who's Meek Mill's manager? Is it Rock Nation? Because they done killed. You know what? I need Rock Nation for my rebrand, yo. They done killed the rebrand. I have not seen a better rebrand in hip hop than ever. I don't think. Like, Meek Mill is like a whole different person. You know what I'm saying? Gucci Mane comes very close to second place on the rebrand, right? But no, not when you talk about Meek Mill. He had the biggest comeback of 2018. Tiger! Yo, so Meek Mill been running around here, right? He's been like, yo, listen, I've been caught up in the prison system since I was 18, 19 years old. They tried to get me on some bogus charges. They said I had a gun and that I pointed it at the police. But what black kid do you know that points a gun at the police that's still alive? You know what I'm saying? So, which made a lot of sense, right? Turns out the cops that arrested him were dirty cops, and they probably hit them with trumped up charges. Meek Mill, he did probably like 8 months in jail, and then decided to sign himself out of jail and say, cool, I'll do the 5-year probation thing, right? 5 years probation was supposed to be over 5 years ago, but it turns out that they keep on hitting them with infractions, violations. You didn't call your PO and tell them that you were traveling to Atlanta for a show. You didn't call your PO and tell them that you were going to Texas. You didn't call your PO and tell them you'd be home at 11:30 instead of 11:15. So here's 1 more year of probation. Here's 6 more months of probation. Here's 2 more years of probation until you're in New York and you pop a willie. And even though the cops in New York say, yeah, you know, it's just a traffic violation, you know, you don't even have to pay a fine. We'll close the case. We'll dismiss it. You know, nothing is messed up. Nothing is wrong. But the police back in Philadelphia say, hey, you have police contact? 2 to 4 years prison. Crazy. Jay-Z gets him out though, just like Jay-Z does, right? So then, ever since Jay-Z got Meek Mill out, he's been on panels. He's been talking about prison reform. He's been trying to help 21 Savage. He's been trying to help other people out. They have this plan where they are going to release 1 million young people from jails and prisons who have either, you know, ridiculously long sentence for something crazy that doesn't even make any sense, sentence for just because I did a U-turn and my license was suspended, but since I was in prison before, they decided to give me a whole year. So in the next 5 years, they're going to release 1 million people who have unfair or unjust sentences, right? And Meek Mill is sitting on that panel too. So Meek Mill is going to be one of those people to pay it forward and start letting people out of jail. Cool, right? So then I don't know what's going on with Meek Mill's case. It's still open. You know, they just need to close it already. Time served, time served. So while this little thing still hangs over Meek's head, he's using all his time outside right now to still help out, right? So now, you know, Meek is on tour, right? He's on the Championships tour. And he's been going to every city, and he was actually just here in New York, right? So now these dates this weekend are the dates on Saturday and Sunday that he's going to be in his own city in Philadelphia, right? So of course, you know, the mayor of Philadelphia is like, this is Meek Mill weekend, you know, it's just going to be a whole big Meek Mill party. We love you, Meek. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for being who you are. You know, thank you for always trying to stay positive through adversity. And this is your weekend. We're going to call it Meekend, right? And then it's just like the whole city of Philadelphia is going to be lit all weekend, which is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Meek Mill, right? So this is the first annual Meekend. So probably on the weekend, you know, like sometime in mid-March, they're probably going to do this every single year. Even if Meek Mill's not on tour at that time, I'm sure like he'll probably come back next year, the year after that, and just do a show, maybe even free, maybe in the park for like his fans or those diehard Meek Mill people. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I just want them to close Meek's case and like let that boy live already. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, Meek, move out of Philadelphia. Like I know you love it and everything, but you know how they do, bro. Just move out of Philly, yo, move to New York. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Get you a little condo or something in Manhattan, and then you good. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think about this. Alright, so last night was the iHeart Radio Awards, right? And so the iHeart Radio Awards are kind of like different than like your MTV Awards or your BET Awards or the Grammys or, you know, any other kind of music award. Like, you know, Viewer's Choice Awards. Viewer's Choice is a little different too, because the Viewer's Choice Awards is all about the viewer's choice, right? So it's not like, oh, I feel like, you know, Kendrick Lamar should have won the Grammy over Macklemore type thing. You know, Viewer's Choice is the viewer's choice. So, I mean, like us, the viewers get to vote on who wins the award. And so basically just the average wins, you know what I'm saying? So the biggest number wins. But the other awards like the Grammys, MTV, BET, there are people that vote, but it's not like you and I, right? It's like people that are like in the industry. It's other artists, it's famous people, it's managers, it's people like that. And those people sit on a panel and they vote. And sometimes they have to like get certified to vote or get qualified to vote or even have to like pay a yearly fee to be part of that panel so that they can vote, you know, on certain award shows, right? But the iHeartRadio award shows is kind of like the Billboard award shows, but a little different. So Billboard Awards is strictly Billboard charts. So you pretty much know who's going to win the Billboard Awards because it's about who was on the charts the most in the year. So like A Boogie with the Hoodie will probably win one. Cardi B is probably gonna win one. Drake is gonna win. He always wins. You know what I'm saying? So that's the Billboard Awards, and that's facts and data, right? That's statistics, facts, and data, like sports, right? So can't nobody say the Billboard Awards are being biased or whatever, right? But a lot of times in music, it's more based on opinion, right? And then you have the iHeartRadio, which kind of does a mix of both, right? So iHeartRadio definitely has these categories where you can vote for whatever artist you want to. But it's not the panel that votes or like people that we don't know who are voting. It's actually like the viewers, like you and I who are voting, the fans, which is cool. But then they also have a category where it's just strictly statistics, right? And it's not really based off of Billboard charts, but it's more based on radio play. How many times did you get played on the radio? How many times were you number one? How many, airwaves have you consumed? So like every time I turn on the radio and I hear Cardi B, I like it like that, then she's probably gonna win an iHeartRadio award because she's always on the radio, right? So iHeartRadio has like Power 105, like the Breakfast Club under it. They have mad different radio stations up under their umbrella, right? So they kind of take all the data from every radio station to see, okay, throw it all in a pot, okay, it pops out who is the best artist, right? So Of course, hip hop being the biggest genre in music, period, right now at least. You know, a lot of people from hip hop have also won last night at the iHeart Radio Awards. So shout out to them, right? So, of course, Drake, you know, won for God's Plan. Song of the Year. Hip hop Song of the Year. Hip hop Artist of the Year, Cardi B. Again, why? Because these are the people that you hear when you play the radio. So this is not a huge surprise. It's not like I'm going to say, oh, why did Cardi B win when Iggy Azalea should have won? Because I like Iggy Azalea over Cardi B, and I think that she should have won because I like her songs better. If they're not playing Iggy Azalea on the radio, if she's not dominating the airwaves, then you already know that Iggy Azalea is not going to win, right? Best New Hip Hop Artist. And this right here is the craziest thing, right? Best New Hip Hop Artist, you know, they could have gave it to XXXTentacion. They could have gave it to Lil Pump. They could have gave it to Lil Baby, who I think, you know, should get it. They could have gave it to Juice WRLD, who also is dope. I think that either Lil Baby or Juice WRLD should get it. And then Block Boy JB. Right? So 5 people. You got Block Boy JB, Juice WRLD, Lil Baby, Lil Pump, and Triple X. They gave it to Block Boy JB. You know why though? Radio play. Look Alive, Look Alive. That song right there, Look Alive, was like hot lava all 2018. You know, Juice WRLD had I Still Hear the Shadows in My Room, but I guess, you know, Look Alive played more. And you know why, right? Because of Drake. So Drake's celebrity and Drake's influence really helped it out. Any Drake song they're gonna play on the radio all day, every day. And so Block Boy JB got his award because of that. I'm gonna just keep it all the way a buck with you. Of course, R&B Song of the Year, LMA, Boot Up. I couldn't go nowhere without hearing Boot Up. Male Artist of the Year, Drake won another one. Finesse by Cardi B and Bruno Mars won. That's the best collaboration for the year. What other hip hop? So LMA won another award too for best R&B artist of the year, right? And she won that over Queen Naija and her. Who else? LMA won again, yo, for best new R&B. Damn, LMA is killing it. But all right, so y'all get the point, man. So LMA has been dominating the airwaves this whole year, right? She got 3 iHeart Radio Awards. Cardi B got 2. Drake got 2. So y'all get it, right? So basically the people that have been on the radio pretty much all year are going to win these iHeart Radio Awards, which makes sense, right? Shout out to them. Congratulations. Hip hop has, you know, pretty much dominated in a lot of categories lately. And Cardi B is pretty much scooping up every single award that she can. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her, man. Let me know what y'all think about all this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane. That's Jonny. There's no H in Jonny Fastlane. There's 2 N's. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram and on Twitter, and make sure that y'all subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell because I'm dropping videos every day. Sometimes I might drop more than 1 video, just like today. So let me know what y'all think about all this, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.